tonight. My 15-year-old son, 16-year-old son is here. He's a beautiful boy. He's up on the top over there. He's not much for the spotlight, but I love him, okay? And I don't always like him, for sure, but I love him. And this song was written in a time where he was just absolutely annoying the crap out of his sisters. And it was like stressful because we were living in this anxiety and like already up to here in our lives, like just here. And then that would just push over the top. And we didn't feel like we had the capacity. And so I remember just being hard on the kid, you know? And just being like, stop, you know, why do you do what you do? And it's funny, like when I ask that question, I often think like, he says, I don't know. And I'm like, I kind of understand that. My wife says the same thing to me. I'm an adult. Why do you do what you do? I'm like, I just wanted to see what would happen. You know? It's like I'm still a teenager. The point is, though, I was hard on this kid. And the one day the Lord told me in my spirit, like, go tell him what you really think about him. And so I went to him and I grabbed him by his face like this, and he was all awkward, like his eyes were looking everywhere but mine. And I said, son, I just want you to know that I love you. I love you despite all the mistakes you make, despite the shortcomings, despite the fact that, like, you know, sometimes I can't handle shenanigans. Like, I love you, and I'd do anything for you, and I hope you believe that. And I remember, like, as the words were coming out of my mouth about how I loved this kid in his imperfection, it was like the Spirit of God told me, I feel the same way about you. And I remember just feeling so seen and loved by God, even in the mess, that being the parent that couldn't, you know, that falling short, or the provider that couldn't do it, or couldn't fix my wife's anxiety. Like I felt, and I just remember in that moment feeling it was a moment that I pray that my son felt loved, and I pray he still does in all of the mess. And I know that God loves us, like loves me in all the mess. And so I wrote this for him. We wrote this for him, but then, you know, it was for me too. And it goes like this. You're gonna sing it with me, all right? Na na na, na na na. Sing it with me now. Say na na na, na na na, yeah. Na na na, na na na. Let me hear you say it. And I make them, I try to hide them. Sometimes it feels like I'm defined by them, yeah. See all of the evidence stacked against me, all of the fingers are pointed at me, and I can't deny it. And all of my mistakes woven through my story, all the mess I made, God use it for your glory. And every wrong turn it's true. Let me write here to you. I may lose my way, but nothing's greater than your grace. Not even my mistakes. Na na na. Let me hear you say na na na. Oh, na na na. Oh, na na na. I hunger to be holy, but I still wrestle with the old me. I mean, every day. And you know who I am, who I'm becoming. Through all the dirt and the stains, you love me. Thank you. And I can't deny it.